Hello and welcome to Edgeley Park for live FA Cup football. League Two leaders Stockport County are taking on Aldershot Town of the National League in a second round replay. OK, well, we are hoping for goals, but just a reminder, this game will go to extra time and penalties. And we've come prepared because former England goalkeeper Paul Robinson is on co-coms alongside Stephen Wyeth.
Hello there, Alex. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. An FA Cup replay under clear, cold skies and floodlights. A National League side looking to outmanoeuvre Football League opposition. The constituent parts for an upset are all in place. It's a fate Stockport County are out to avoid against Aldershot Town. The draw between them 10 days ago is one of 5 games in a row that County haven't won, but they are top of League Two for a reason, and a club record run of 13 victories in a row is still fresh in the memory. Aldershot have won 4 of 7 and came through a penalty shootout on Saturday after yet another 2-2 draw to progress in the FA Trophy. Momentum, they hope, will take them to round 3 for the first time in 13 years. Well, it's one change to the Stockport side that started Saturday's 1-1 draw at Morecambe. Anthony Sarcevic is the latest injury absentee, so Callum Camps takes over in midfield. Goalkeeper Ben Hinchliffe made his 350th appearance for the club at the weekend, a game in which striker Kyle Wootton scored the county equaliser, his 8th goal in the last 8 games. Aldershot make 2 anticipated changes to the side that started their FA Trophy tie at Eastleigh. Josh Stokes returns from a rest, having been the Shots star of the first game 10 days ago, scoring both their goals. Jack Barham was an impactful substitute at the weekend and scored the decisive penalty in their shootout win. Lauren Talage is Aldershot's leading goal scorer with 14. Well, nobody has more experience of the FA Cup on the pitch tonight than the Stockport captain, Paddy Madden. And the goal he scored at Aldershot was his 12th in the competition. It is definitely worth taking another chance to see Josh Stokes in the colours of Aldershot this evening. He was man of the match in the first game between the sides, scoring both Shots goals, and he is attracting significant interest from league clubs. Benjamin Speedy is the referee in charge tonight, overseeing what we hope will be a contest every bit as thrilling as the previous meeting between the two. And although this is the first ever FA Cup tie between Stockport and Aldershot, they are familiar foes from 3 seasons together in the National League recently. 3 seasons together that ended with Stockport's promotion back in 2022. Promotion from the National League is an ambition that Tommy Widrington has for Aldershot. That is something that can be parked for now, with them currently in the playoffs in the National League. It is all about setting up a trip to West Bromwich Albion of the Championship in the 3rd round this evening. Both of these sides would love the opportunity, even if the focus of their seasons is very much in what they are looking to achieve in the league. Will be Stockport County and Paddy Madden to get us underway. They had their moments in the first game to avoid the need for a replay. They will be anxious that this one doesn't go the distance this evening. The fixture schedule for them is incredibly congested. It is 2 sides chasing promotion, but so too a run in the FA Cup. Favouritism rests with League Two Stockport, but National League Aldershot demonstrate that their best opportunity didn't elude them 10 days ago, Paul Robinson.
No, we're in for a fantastic game. We've got both teams who like to get the ball down, like to try and play the football in the right areas. 2 contrasting styles, contrasting formations, if you like. The way the managers have set up, Stockport play with a back 4, and it's looking like from the kick-off that Aldershot have gone with a 3, with the 2 wing-backs pushing high. But I'm looking forward to a really interesting cup tie.
Early feel of the ball for Hinchliffe, who sends it forward. Camps home side immediately on the front foot, but they will have to settle for a throw. 2 jitters. Stockport County supporters, despite the overall positive picture due to recent form. Would love an early goal. Maybe Alafi can help make it happen. Wootton! Well, he's the man in form in front of goal for Stockport County, and that wasn't a bad side of the target.
That's a really good opportunity. Alafi makes the first touch there. Defender does really well, gets a touch, and it comes back to Wootton, and he expects to hit the target there. He hits it cleanly, but it just comes off the outside of his boot, catches the top of the bar. A player in goal-scoring form like him, you would expect him to hit the target from there.
Might not miss the next one. Stockport's leading goal-scorer of last season with 14, and he's already ticking along pretty nicely this campaign, despite having missed some of the early stages of it. There's Glover for Aldershot, who was excellent. The early stages in particular of the first meeting between these two really took the game to County at times, playing on that left-hand side. Haley. Camps. Toure. Quickly to scamper away from the determined Haji Minoga. Here's the one who is giving the ball away, and Minoga opts to go all the way back to Stockport. Tolage scores more than his fair share of goals, Laurent Tolage, but he's a useful link-up man as well. Followed by Frost. First opportunity for Barham to see whether his pace can unsettle County. He's wriggled away from the challenges. Barham trying to find Glover. Here's Frost. It's a bit of a scare for Stockport County. Might not be over yet.
Does really well there, Barham. Not afraid to press and press high. Aldershot in possession, they're quite comfortable. They've not come here just to make up the numbers or sit back and defend. They've pressed high with Barham and they're looking to cause problems.
They've finished games strongly in recent times, Aldershot, but determined to start this one brightly. Chris wins the race with Alafi, but at the expense of a throw.
He does well there, the centre-half, Harris. So Laffy's behind him, but it's Camps who puts the ball through again. It's a very early part of the game. Callum Camps has been at the heart of everything that Stockport have done, and that they've done well. 2 through balls that have already caused Aldershot problems.
Camps, Southam Hales. Just get the cross in under pressure. Almighty tussle involving Stokes and Crowsdale sees a decision go in Aldershot's favour.
Well, that's what Crowsdale does, and that's what he does very well. He sits in front of his defenders in that central holding defensive midfield role, and he reads the game well. He could see that his body's committed forward, and he made a tackle there that benefited his team.
Widrington has already got some grievances to share with Corlett, the 4th official. Park tonight, by the way. Dave Challoner doing his bid for club shop promotion.
I tell you, it's not as cold as it was at York the other week when the fog came in and we had a game on. It's nice that we've got another fantastic FA Cup replay for you here.
I'm just glad we were able to prepare you for it, Paul. Give you the worst possible conditions. Martin is underneath the towering pass. Willard for company. Martin has done well to bring that ball under his control. Here's Macaulay Southam Hales, who's been excellent for Stockport this season, very popular with the home fans at Edgeley Park.
Well, he plays with number 7 on his back, doesn't he? But he plays as an orthodox fullback. But his first thought is forward. He's very dangerous in the final third, and his delivery into the box is excellent.
Camps for Wootton. Stabischoff has had to get across sharply. beating the shot aside. It's Camps who took aim, and it's Camps who was trying to find Madden, and it was Madden's boot that was raised on Glover.
Yeah, it's a decent strike from Callum Camps. You can see he's just got in the vicinity into the final third. He's only got one thing on his mind. Wobbles it, dips it in front of Van Stapperstoff, and he makes a really good save. He pushes it into an area of no danger. Quite often you see goalkeepers there, they'll parry it back into where the centre forward's lurking for the rebound. Goalkeeper does really well and pushes it wide into an area.
Made 3 outstanding saves in the original game between these sides after it had gone back to 2-2. Those were the moments in the game that Dave Challoner reflected upon in terms of feeling as though his side should have got over the line without requiring a replay, but goalkeepers are there to do a job, and he did it very well.
Well, they think very highly of Van Stapperstoff. I mean, he played with the manager when he was at Bristol Rovers. He's somebody that he went out and scouted with his goalkeeper coach, went out to Holland. He's played in the lower divisions, 3rd tier of Dutch football, and as soon as he knew that the manager was here, he wanted to come back and play for him. And we know he made a mistake the weekend against Eastleigh in the FA Trophy, but he's been a very, very good signing for Aldershot, the goalkeeper.
More than made amends, though, by saving the first Eastleigh penalty as the shootout went to sudden death, and that set up the opportunity for Barham to win it with Stockport's 6th penalty. It's Camps, one of those who has had a sighter for Stockport. Won 7 of 9 here at Edgeley Park, despite the dip in form overall in recent weeks. It does feel as though it will be no more than a blip. They're 6 points clear at the top of League Two after the point at Morecambe at the weekend. Their closest rivals both lost their games to the weather. So although he is a little bit concerned about the fact the goals have dried up, that the wins have stopped coming about quite as readily as they were previously, the overall picture for Stockport County is positive.
Well, it's been a record-breaking start to League Two this season, hence the reason that they're still on top after an indifferent few weeks. You know, they had no wins in the last 3, but they've had 3 wins in 6. They've lost only 2 of 27 here at Edgeley Park. I mean, they're on a fantastic run of form. It's certainly a club that's on the up after you look at where they've been in recent years.
Aldershot would love to join Stockport County as a league club next season. They are currently 6th in the National League, 6 points behind the top 3. So there is some work to be done if they are not to avoid the elongated trip through the National League playoffs, during which time just about anything can happen.
But you look at where Aldershot are as a club as well, and you look at the budget, and you look at what people's thoughts and predictions were for them at the start of the season. Quite a few people had them down for relegation, but they're right up there at the top of the league, pushing for the playoffs, and they've done a fantastic job so far with what they've got and what squad that they have.
Madden for Olafi. Camps. Southam Hales. Another watchful. Southam Hales delivery is not dealt with immediately. By Harris, who got the call from the Stockport fans that he was under a bit of pressure. The play off the boot of Horsfall. National League Manager of the Month for November, Tommy Widdrington, after 3 wins from 4 games in the league, and the very impressive 7-4 win in the previous round of the FA Cup at Swindon. They've already claimed a league scalp.
Well, it was fantastic. I mean, they continued their league form, their goal-scoring form at Swindon, scoring 7 in record time. I think it was something like 50-something minutes that they were 7 up at Swindon, which was a fantastic achievement for them. And their league form, they're 6 points from the top 3. And when you look at the top of the National League, you look at the teams, Chesterfield, Bromley, Barnet, you compare squad size and budget to where Aldershot are, they're doing fantastically well thus far.
They've got a trip to Chesterfield coming up just before Christmas, so that'll be a good test of where they are at league-wise. Alafi taken away from him by Harfield. forward for Southam Hale, so back to Hinchliffe he goes.
Tommy Widrington, I'm sure, will have told his players that performance against Swindon. It was a huge performance, a great result for them, but it's been able to repeat that in the league week in and week out, and that's the message that they're getting across to his players. Big nights like that, like this, in front of the BBC TV cameras, they have to replicate those types of performances and those type of results week in and week out to get themselves out of that league.
He's able to watch the game from the technical area tonight. The Aldershot boss, he served the touchline suspension ahead of the previous game between these sides. In fact, we had to make sure that we spoke to him before the game, a good hour before kick-off, otherwise he would have fallen foul of the referee if he'd been near the pitch. Wootton. Camps. Trying to engineer a switch of play, but finding only Minoga, who loves to make those darting runs forward, and was fouled by his pursuer, Odin Bailey.
He's done that well a couple of times tonight, Minoga. When in possession, the first thought, the wing-backs, is to push on, get him behind the space that Stockport leave in wide areas, and he's very good at doing that, Minoga.
On loan with Aldershot from Portsmouth, another one at the club of which big things are expected. Camps. Southam Hales. Madden. Barham unable to hold off Horsfall.
I think he had a case there, Barham, and Horsfall just having a little giggle about it now as they're running away from the ball, both of them. Tried to back in a little bit, Barham. I think he was hard done to not to get the foul.
Minoga. Willard for Glover. This nicely, Willard away from Madden, but not Horsfall. Minoga, Tyler Frost. Stokes seems to love playing with his back to goal, but can't get to the return ball ahead of Ethan Pye. Not a huge amount of evidence thus far of the 29 places that separate these sides in their current league positions.
No, well, we had the first game was a fantastic encounter between the two.
Stokes, brilliant work. A ball that flashes across the goal and needs dealing with just in case there was any danger presented at the back post by Ryan Glover.
Yeah, it's a great ball and a great ball across the box and a really difficult one to defend.
They go short with the game's first corner. It's a change of angle. A break on if the touch had been better from Wootton. Glover was on hands to halt his progress. Minoga is manhandled to the ground.
Not for the first time tonight, Minoga popping up in positions, those little pockets in behind the Stockport midfield in the wide areas. That's an area that they've been looking to exploit tonight, Aldershot. They're quite comfortable to have the ball, quite comfortable to have possession.
The flag is up against Jack Barham here. One by Minoga, but his was not the final touch.
This is the earlier opportunity here for Aldershot. It's a great turn. Gets himself in a great position, puts it across the box, and there's nobody attacking the ball at the far post. It's a fantastic delivery into the box, across the face of goal. That's the areas that Stokes gets in, and he does really well there, Suddenhill, because he doesn't know what's behind him. It's a good piece of defending.
Alert work from a player that made his 100th appearance for Stockport at the weekend. Comes Talaj, who's got support. And there's a first save of the game from Hinchliffe, who's comfortably behind the effort from Tyler Frost.
Talaj does really well for his team there. He holds the ball up and it's looking like he could get a free kick. He just manages to release the ball to Frost, who gets an attempt on target, but like you say, he doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. The very experienced Hinchliffe in goal.
Still has plenty to offer at 35 years of age. Madden, hugely experienced member of this Stockport team, but he couldn't find a lappy with the pass. Harries was well stationed. Needs to be again to provide Glover with some assistance. Crowsdale. Bailey. They head in the wrong direction, Odin Bailey.
They've done well in those areas, Aldershot. Once again, you see them pressing again. They're not waiting, they're not sitting deep, they're not allowing Stockport comfortable possession. They're quite happy to go and close them down in their own half.
There's certainly something that Dave Challoner talked about ahead of the game. Not only how quickly Aldershot can counter-attack, but how rapidly they can counter-press to win the ball back.
And they've done that. We've quite often seen the lower league teams sitting off, allowing possession for the other side. But Aldershot haven't done that. They've been brave. They've pressed high up the pitch.
Willard. Frost for Minoga. Flick on for Talaj, who's turning and finding Stokes, or at least trying to, and would have done but for Southam Hales.
Done really well again, Talaj. Really good centre-forward play, hold-up play. Horsfall and Pye really struggling with him. He's backing into them, holding them off, and that's twice he's rolled them and got the ball away. Looks a handful, Talaj, tonight so far. Doing his job well. He knows that sometimes he's going to be a lonely figure up there. Backed in a couple of times and held possession for his team.
Frost just drove that straight at Madden. Reacts well to make sure that Wootton doesn't take over more permanently, and then Wootton over-eager into his challenge on Kobe Rowe.
Little bit disjointed from Stockport so far. I mean, Aldershot will be delighted with the way that they've played. They've had the better opportunities. This is Talaj again, with a centre-half there. Horsfall, he's got a handful of his shirt, and again he manages to roll him, keep possession, get it into his teammate. He does that job really well for his team, Talaj. A central number 9 figure. They'll play it into him. He'll cause defenders problems, and he'll retain possession.
Here's Aldershot's leading goal scorer in this competition so far this season. 2 in the 7-4 win at Swindon, but he also got a hat-trick in a 4-1 success over Lewis in the 4th qualifying round that actually took Aldershot into the FA Cup proper. For the first time in 5 years, they had fallen at their first hurdle in each of the previous 4 seasons.
Stand up! Stand up! Good!
Willard. There was a hurdle there that he was unable to leap.
Really good again from Aldershot in areas of pressing. Talaj drops in, he's not afraid to work hard, he's not afraid to help his team out, and they win the ball high up the pitch again.
Stokes. Almost wriggled away from Crowsdale. Stokes, what a chance this is! And straight into the goalkeeper's midriff when Barham had the chance to make it 1-0.
Well, it's Stokes again getting in fantastic positions here. You see him his near side, he just rolls the defender. He's done a fantastic job. He cuts it back there, and Barham, for all the world you think he's going to score, just needs to open his body up and put it into the far half of the goal.
Not hanging around Aldershot. They feel as though the momentum is very firmly in their favour.
They've certainly got the bit between the teeth at the moment and have the better of the chances.
Harfield. Barham has had that opportunity to extend his run of goal scoring to 7 goals in 8 games. The only thing that will concern Tommy Widdrington is that just as in the first game, when they did manage to get a goal early, they didn't take the opportunity to take the tie beyond the reach of Stockport County. They were the superior side in the first half 10 days ago.
Well, Barham there once again shows that they're not afraid. They're not afraid to take on this Stockport side in the final third, getting great positions. And they've had 2 really good opportunities so far. Stockport have struggled a little bit with Aldershot's high press. They've struggled to get into the game.
Well, they've enjoyed their trips of late, the Aldershot supporters. 5 wins in 10 away from home, and you can add to that the penalty shootout victory in the Hampshire derby at Eastleigh at the weekend. This one's a little bit of a longer trip.
Well, they've only failed to score in 2 games this season, and that's not, from a fan's point of view, that's not a bad ratio, is it?
Madden. Camps. Southam Hales. Last time we've seen County deep in Aldershot territory for a while. From Southam Hales. Stokes back on the edge of his own penalty area. Cannot escape the attentions of Croasdale on that occasion. That looks like it might be an intriguing battle.
Yeah, Croasdale again. He's a deep-lying midfielder there. Little battle with Stokes. First bit of sustained possession that Stockport have had in this game for a while.
Madden. Southam Hales. Towards Wood. Let's Bailey take over. Dancing away from Harfield. Finding only Glover with the cross.
A good bit of possession from Stockport, getting in good areas, just lacking that quality in the final third. The final ball in, the final pass just hasn't been there for them yet.
Camps. Oh, Camps again on the move, looking to get on the return pass from Bailey, but had he got there, it would not have mattered. Flag up for offside.
Yeah, good bit of play by Camps. Good interchange on the edge of the box, really good 1-2. A little bit fortunate with his 1-2 in the outside of his boot. Gets on the end of it, but he is offside. Goalkeeper and defender between them, put in the barrier to make the block.
Well, a reminder that you can catch up with all of the FA Cup goals across the BBC Sport website and the BBC Sport app as well. This is the latest of the midweek replays. And then looking ahead to the 3rd round, our live game for you on Saturday the 6th of January over on BBC One is Middlesbrough versus Aston Villa. We'll also have for you on Sunday the 7th of January, Arsenal against Liverpool. FA Cup 3rd round live on BBC One. Sunday the 7th is also, by the way, the proposed date for the game between the winner of this game and Championship West Brom.
Well, what an opportunity for both of these sides. I mean, they've both had a decent run so far, especially Aldershot putting 7 past Swindon. But what a carrot at the end of this, you know, a huge tie for both clubs at West Bromwich Albion. I mean, the history of the club, the stature of the club in the Championship, it's a great prize.
Odin Bailey. This is Ibu Toure. Ryan Croasdale. Oh, it's a dink over the top of row, and they've worked this really nicely. Van Stappenshot down, but not away. Harris gets to the ball ahead of Alafi. And in from Southam Hales. Bit of pressure here for Aldershot that is nullified by the grab out of the air of Jordi Van Stappenshot.
Oh, well, that's the first real bit of quality that we've seen in this game. Croasdale's ball over the top, finds Callum Camps. Decent first touch, gets the ball out of his feet, puts it across the goal, and the goalkeeper does fantastically well. But that's the quality that Stockport possess. That one ball from Croasdale there.
Bailey, fleet of foot away from Frost. Trying to escape Manoga as well. Frost got back to retrieve the ball. Manoga. Not to maraud forward for long.
I know we're not spoilt for chances and goal-scoring opportunities, but it's been a decent game. The game feels like it's bubbling, doesn't it? I mean, both teams are looking, obviously, to win the game, but both teams looking to play, both teams looking to play forward, create chances, and you just feel there's so much more to come from this game.
Doesn't feel like a game that is one too many in a congested schedule. Well, the home fans will have plenty of reasons to be happy to be back at Edgeley Park after 3 successive away games. Four of the last five have been on the road for County as well. Here at Edgeley Park, though, they have been sensational this season. Just one defeat in 13 since August, and that came an EFL trophy game against Bolton when Stockport fielded a much-changed side.
It's a long time since I've been here to Edgeley Park. Come in tonight and you see it's a real traditional football stadium. You forget how nice this stadium is. 11 years in non-league, 3 years in the National League North. A team and a club of this stature shouldn't be down in National League North, but they're certainly in a different place now.
I remember coming here when Stockport County were a championship side, and at the time were the second highest ranked club in Greater Manchester, behind Manchester United. Doesn't feel all that long ago.
Well, they're in a fantastic catchment area, aren't they? You look at the Premier League teams that are within a radius of this club. You look at the players that they can pick from academies that are maybe not necessarily taken on at a Grade 1 level. The academy, the players that they have here that they can pick from their so-called richer neighbours.
Came so close to successive promotions as well, didn't they? Losing the playoff final last season. Penalties against Carlisle, so they just feel like a club that is moving back in a very, very positive direction. Madden. And into Glover, and no decision in County's favour. Pressure now on Harfield, who has to hoist the ball away. Last touch was off Croasdale.
He'll be pleased, Tommy Witherington, the way that his team started. Managers approach games like this in sections. They'll take the first 20 minutes and the next 20 to half-time, and they'll break the game down. And his team have got over the first hurdle. They're still in the game, it's still 0-0, but they've probably created the better of the opportunities. Tommy Witherington will be delighted with his team.
Another forward. Though of Talage. Camps. His clearance nodded down, but not away by Harris. It's Wood. Laffy. Madden. Wood. Harfield. Holding off Glover as well. Harfield able to just shepherd behind a pass that was intended for Southam Hales.
Another example of Aldershot's work rate off the ball. They're not giving Stockport a minute. Wooten we see there. When Madden gets on the ball, Paddy Madden, when they get the ball to him in the centre, in behind the front two, they look for a bit of quality. They try and retain possession. But that man there will be very pleased with the way that his team has started this game.
Has never been further than this stage of the FA Cup as a manager, Tommy Witherington. We saw him hopeful at this hurdle as the Kings Lynn Town manager against Stevenage last season. He has, though, been to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup with a player during his time with another Hampshire club, Southampton. His side's run was ended by goals scored by Lee Sharp and Eric Cantona. Barham's boot was raised. Fall on the receiving end of it. Fall for Wood. Callum Camps. By Rowe. It's Toure again. Bailey. If he can get those two combining on the left-hand side, then they might be in business. Toure from Madden. Areas in which he can pull the strings. Pass from Wood. Off target. Barham is quick, but not that quick.
Well, careless again in possession from Stockport in the final third. They are getting into decent areas when they have possession. But like I say, it's that lack of quality they have. It's just that final pass, but it's into Wood, and it's Paddy Madden. He's trying to run the game in behind the two. But they're just not quite breaking through. They're not quite breaking through this Stockport defence, the Aldershot defence at the moment.
Madden. Rowe there for Aldershot to concede the corner kick.
Yeah, he wasn't taking any risks there, Kobe Rowe, was he? Found himself in the middle of the box, but again, it's Madden trying to find the key to the lock, popping up in those areas.
In the 34th minute of the game, the home side, the higher-ranked side of the two, have their first corner. Odin Bailey, a player on loan from Salford, is waiting to take, but until a little bit of 6-yard box shenanigans has been dealt with. Bailey has now walked away from the corner. It's to be delivered instead by Camps, who's gone deep and has found Madden, who can't find the target.
Well, he should do better there, Madden. It's a corner that they obviously work on the training ground. They push bodies in, they take the left footer off the corner, they change it to a right-footed straight ball. Madden gets a free header at the far post and he's almost caught in two minds. Doesn't hit the target and he's thinking about putting it back across the goal, ends up doing neither.
This meeting between the sides here in the National League just over 2 years ago was decided by a late first-half header from that player, Paddy Madden, able to replicate it. Minoga.
One way!
Is Stokes. Frost just trying to flick it on and down for Minoga. Didn't make anything like sufficient contact. Navigates a route out of the pressure and finds Southam Hales, who in turn picks out Wootton, and now Southam Hales is on the move, hoping he might get to the return pass, but it's away by Harris. Barham again wants a free kick, and this time the collision from behind from Fraser Horsfall does lead to that decision.
Yeah, Horsford there, he's got his eyes on the ball, but he just puts his arm across Barham's head. It's not the first time that Jack Barham feels that he deserves a free kick. The two big centre-halves have been coming up, winning headers over the top. They've been strong. Barham's held the ball up well. It was a free kick.
First half minutes to play. Still this FA Cup tie. The second time of asking. Shows no immediate sense of revealing who is the most likely to win it. Frost. Lovely turn that. First opportunity of the night for Josh Stokes to get a shot on goal. From one goalkeeper all the way through to the other.
Well, that's another really good chance there for Aldershot. You think the chance is gone. Harfield wastes the free kick a little bit, but it comes to Stokes on the edge of the box. And again, it's just a lame finish. He should do a little bit better with the finish. Hit the target, hit the corners with a bit of pace. Both teams just lack that little bit of quality in the final third.
Feeling for a free kick whilst also getting on with the job of keeping the ball under his control and with no advantage to be gained. Willard is penalised.
Does well there. Willard holds his ground with Camps backing into him. Difficult one, that could have gone either way.
Willard only made his debut in the FA Cup proper in the first game between the sides. Full debut in the 2-2 draw at the Rec. Make a substitute appearance in that thumping 7-4 win at Swindon. Like many in the Aldershot team, this is their first experience this season of the FA Cup proper. Southam Hales trying something different from the free kick. Olafi. Crowsdale. Be away by Glover. It's on by Talage. Now Aldershot can try and break quickly, and that is something they do very effectively. Talage. Barham and Stokes available, but the pass to neither was all that straightforward.
Well, his touch is just too big, Talage. The further he went, the further the avenues were closing up in front of him. It was a big first touch, and he didn't win. He should have gone left or right. Chose neither, and he lost the ball, lost possession for his team in a good area.
Toure. Odin Bailey. Toure with Minoga for company. Bailey. Camps. Clearance only as far as Camps. Thought about opening up an avenue for a shot, but has to instead go to Southam Hales. Wood. Southam Hales. Great cross. Olafi has found the back of the net, but has immediately turned to see the flag raised. Van Stappershoff beaten, but it's not going to count.
Olafi takes up a great position in the middle of the box. Again, it's wide areas, and it's Southam Hales. He puts in a really good cross this time. That's the quality that they're looking for. Olafi gets his head on it, and the goalkeeper's lucky because he loses his footing. If you watch the goalkeeper, he slips. He doesn't get his dive away. Olafi directs his header, but the goalkeeper's feet go from underneath him, and he's got no platform to push off.
I just wonder whether Olafi wasn't expecting Southam Hales to cross with his unpreferred left foot, and therefore he didn't get himself back on side quickly.
Well, as a striker, he should be with the defenders. He knows that the defenders are going to clear the box. As soon as that ball goes forward from Aldershot's point of view and the defenders push out, he's got to be on the shoulders of the defenders. He can't be in the 6-yard box sleeping. He's got to be up with the back four.
A demonstration at least of what Stockport can provide from wide areas. We've ticked into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Goalless it remains. County seemingly intent on finishing the first 45 minutes on the front foot. Bailey. Camps, who's done really well deputising for Sarcevic. What a good cross that is towards Wootton, who's been able to control. but can drive his shot only at the legs of Harfield. Toure. Away this time by Harris. Controlled by Willard. He was then fouled by Ibi Toure.
Well, Ollie Harfield for Aldershot there, whether it was by luck or judgment, he does fantastically well. It's a great block for his team. You see the foul there by Toure. Doesn't need to do that at this stage of the game, at that part of the field. The team had decent possession, and they've just lost momentum because they just had a great chance in the box with Wootton.
Well, he is the player you would expect to take the opportunities that Stockport create. Scored 4 goals in a 5-1 win over Worksop here in the previous round, and has 8 in all competitions since returning from an injury layoff.
Long injury, wasn't it? Long-term knee injury. Came back in October and he's come back looking fitter and stronger than he did before the injury.
That's across to find touch with Aldershot just looking as vulnerable as they have looked at any time during the opening 45 minutes.
Said to you earlier in the game about milestones, about periods in the game that managers look to. Half-time's the next one for Aldershot to get to. I mean, they saw out the first 20 minutes of the game playing well. Get to half-time now without conceding will be their aim.
And from Toure. Oh, he wasn't able to clear. Madden was unable to control. Manoga. Frost. Maybe it's Aldershot's opportunity to apply the late first half pressure. Haji Manoga with the throw. Harris wasn't quite able to get to the bounce of the ball. Here's Willard. Manoga. Toure across. Challenge was robust but fair. Full-blooded from both players.
Yeah, really good tackle from Toure in a dangerous area as well. Perfectly timed.
Wood. Broken nicely for Talage. Barham awaits the cross. It's beyond his reach. Toure. Olafi. Flag is up again, and this time he's not so sure. He seemed to accept it when he found the back of the net a few moments ago.
Well, how often do we talk about VAR? And, you know, in the leagues, you know, the National League and League Two, League One, managers saying they want VAR. Be careful what you wish for.
I don't think VAR would have saved Olafi on that occasion. Toure, we just saw flying into a really ferocious challenge, has arguably come off the worst of the two players.
Yeah, I think the referee just whispered in his ear, there's no injury time, I'm about to blow the whistle, get up. This is the tackle. I mean, it was a great tackle, it was a perfectly timed tackle, but I suspect he'll be getting treatment at half-time.
Well, there you go. The first half of this second round replay has rattled along. Only seconds added at the end of the opening 45. Laurent Talage has looked a nuisance for Aldershot, whose best moment was when the ball was whizzed across the face of goal by Stokes. At the other end, Madden has been Stockport's creator, and twice they forced Van Stappershoff into good saves in the Aldershot goal. But they only beat him once, and that was Olafi's header from an offside position. And at half-time at Edgeley Park, A game and a half into this FA Cup tie. It is still to be determined. Stockport County 0, Aldershot Town 0.
Let's get you back to our commentary team of Stephen Wyeth and Paul Robinson, who are most probably jealous right now because they haven't got one of these Christmas dinners.
We thought we were doing well to get a cup of coffee and a chocolate digestive at half-time, Alex. We are incredibly jealous that not too far away from us, 3 Christmas dinners in a cup. I wonder whether we can make sure one of them finds its way up here. As you were at the end of the first half, at the start of the second, and still all to be decided. What has been an utterly intriguing FA Cup tie thus far, and Aldershot Town of the National League still very much in contention for a first trip to round 3 since 2013. It is Josh Stokes of the visitors who gets us underway. They were more than a match for Stockport County in the first half, despite arguably Paul Robinson, the home side, having the better opportunities. And maybe having one right at the start of the second half. Whoop, who couldn't find a Laffy, but the ball does somehow reach him. Backwards to Cruisdale. Southern Hales. Actually, Aldershot have managed to regroup and see off the early second half scare.
Yeah, it took Stockport a while to grow into this game. As the lads were saying at half-time, they struggled with the high press. Not sure they expected to have Aldershot press them so high.
Glover into a good area towards Barham. He wasn't able to get on the end of the delivery.
You give Aldershot credit for moves like that, for the way they've approached the game, the press that they have had. And as you said in first half commentary, you wouldn't notice the distance between leagues between the two teams tonight so far.
Having seen off the early Stockport County second half enthusiasm, Aldershot have won themselves a free kick deep in opposition territory. They're getting on with it quickly. Glover's cross, Barham's header, dealt with by Hinchliffe. Well, that was a threat from Aldershot.
Oh, that's the best chance of the game. It's a fantastic delivery into the box. Barham does really well to get across his man, gets himself in front. He's got the desire to win that ball. He does. He just can't divert to either side of Hinchliffe.
Stockport County scored early in the second half of the original game to put themselves 2-1 in front. Aldershot not too far away from doing something similar here at Edgeley Park, but now a free kick to the home side for Kobe Rowe's challenge.
It's just clumsy from the centre half there. You can see he's got no intention of getting to the ball. He knows he can't get to the ball, and he commits a foul in what could be a dangerous area if it's a good delivery.
Since the 18th of November, Stockport County in a 2-0 win over Colchester United. They've failed to win games in the FA Cup, the EFL Trophy and in League Two since. It is an opportunity for Camps to apply some pressure. Steered away from danger by Harfield. And now Stokes. One for Minoga to chase. Got Pye for company. Support arriving as well. Stokes. Have been determined to keep quiet. A player that Harris can't find with the return pass. Barham, Talage is in, but offside.
A couple of times now, the goalkeeper Van Stappershoff. He's got a really good clearance with his left foot or his right foot, and his straight balls almost got Talage in. Left foot, great strike from him, and Talage is just the wrong side of the centre half when the flick off comes through.
He's been in charge since April and is completely transformed an Aldershot side that finished 18th in the National League last season. They were only 5 points above the bottom 4, the relegation places. They were among the favourites to be threatened by the drop again this season, but how very different the picture looks with them up amongst the playoff places in the National League.
And I think the way that they're doing it, the style of play, Alex and the two gents in the studio at half-time talked about the goals that both these two clubs have scored. 53 each already this season. No, they were talking about jinxing this 0-0, but we're almost sure that we're going to get goals. Well, we are, because it's got to be ended. You know, the game's got to be finished tonight. So at some point we will see the back of the net hit.
Yes, at some point the ball hits the back of the net, and there is a winner in this tie. It might take extra time and penalties yet. Alafi. Both would like to avoid it though. Alafi doing really well, making great progress. Bailey couldn't pirouette away to get a shot on goal. Camps sees his deflected behind for a corner.
Yeah, Camps has been at the heart of everything that Stockport have done well in the first half. The ball down this left-hand side. Got one thought in his mind, drives into the box. Not quite dealt with properly by Aldershot, and Camps just swings a left foot at it, gets his team a corner.
Bailey with the set piece. And Stockport with the grab. What a launch forward that is, and Barham has been hauled back by Camps. And not only will that be a free kick, but it'll be the game's first yellow card.
And rightly so. Camps just pulls him back. It's a fantastic throw by the goalkeeper, and Barham just gets the wrong side. Makes no apologies for what he's doing, Camps. He knows exactly what he's doing. Barham's got the better of him. He's got the wrong side of him. And he just hauled him back, picked up the yellow card.
So the player that came into the Stockport County side tonight in place of the injured Anthony Sarcevic is the first to see yellow. So his first start since recovering from an injury of his own, Callum Camps. Harris. Willard on the move. Manoga forward, Willard. They get a flick in the direction of Barham. Manoga with the throw. Foul. Tug of the shirt spotted. Josh Stokes, the guilty Aldershot player. Little lift of the curtain for you, by the way. We are close enough to where Alex, Dion and Aaron are stood to let you know that they are absolutely demolishing those cups of Christmas dinner. It is quite a sight.
Dion's up to his knees in roast potatoes at the moment.
I feel like it needs a David Attenborough voiceover.
They deserve it. They've worked hard. They're out in the cold.
Stokes. He's gone for the return, Stokes, and is prevented from getting to it by Crowsdale.
Well, Stokes makes those runs in behind. Him and Barham are just getting a little bit of joy in behind that back line at the moment.
Charged down, but that doesn't make it any the less threatening. And Hinchliffe was relieved to see the sharp chance from Talage drift wide of the target. Well, not even 8 minutes into the second half, and Dave Challoner is having to make a change. It doesn't look as though Macaulay Southam Hales is moving all that freely, so this may well be an enforced change, albeit it's not a change that weakens Stockport County. In fact, there was some thought that Kyle Noyle could have started in place of Southam Hales tonight. It is he who comes on.
Yeah, it's a very good replacement that they have in Noyle. Wears a number 2 shirt, plays regularly as fullback. And with Southam Hales, if he's not 100%, bringing Noyle on, you know, there's a chance he could have started the game tonight. It doesn't weaken them in any way, shape or form, and he doesn't change their formation.
Product of West Ham United's youth system, Kyle Noyle joined Stockport from Doncaster in January. Lowe's header didn't go in the direction it intended. Large leaping with Horsfoot. Willard. Croasdale muscling him aside and making good progress. And able to come up with a pass that interested Wood. It's a full-blooded cup tie now. And Croasdale is doing everything that he can to swing the tide in County's favour.
And really well, Croasdale there, wins possession back for his team, drives into the final third, but again makes the wrong decision, wins the ball back with a full-blooded tackle.
Odin Bailey. Towards Madden. Stockport will have to settle for a throw-in. Bailey. Noyle, the substitute, for significant involvement. Croasdale. Odin Bailey. Noyle. Dispossessed by Glover. All of a sudden it's difficult for Aldershot to get the ball out of their own third. What sort of impact will this pressure have? Well, two thought there might have been a case for a penalty, but they weren't sustained claims. And Madden preventing Willard from getting away from him quickly. Frost allows it to find its way to Monoga. Tolage. Up with by Horsfoot. Malafi. Bailey. Alafi in space and onside. Tanto Alafi couldn't get a shot away before Harris arrived.
Harris does really well, but Alafi finds himself in such a good position, and it's his final touch again. He just looks up and his last touch is far too big. Loses possession in such a good area for his team.
This contest has been transformed into an end-to-end cup tie now. Just as 10 days ago, both sides are showing great determination to get it won. Can Stokes be the match winner? This cross gathered by Hinchliffe. Ball being carried with determination by Croasdale. Here's Wootton. Toure. It's Monoga. Just nudged a shot side by Haji Monoga.
Does well, Monoga, stands his ground. I heard Deon talking before the game, described the first matchup between these two sides as a basketball game. You attack, we attack, and that's what it's turning out to be. This is Olafe's effort when he gets into the box. It's his last touch, gives the defender an opportunity, looks up, and that last touch out of his feet, he's reaching for the ball. Harris does really well. The striker should do so much better in that area.
Had a run where he scored 9 goals in 8 games recently when things were ticking along very nicely for Stockport County did Tanto Alafe, but it's 4 without in all competitions. His barren spell has kind of coincided with 1 collectively for Dave Challoner's side, and although they are 6 points better off than Wrexham and Barrow at the top of League 2, it is just 1 win in 7 since the club record sequence of 13 in a row.
And I think because of that record, it highlights the drop-off now in a similar way to Tottenham in the Premier League. You look at their first 10 games and you look at their last 5. If you integrate the recent results into the start of the season, there's no problem. They'll be delighted where they're sat in the league. It's only because the drop-off has been so dramatic.
Harris. Glover. Possessed by Croasdale. It's absolutely crucial for Stockport. They talk so much about the attacking players on both sides, but what a job Ryan Croasdale does at the base of the Stockport midfield.
Well, the defenders are on top tonight, aren't they? What did you say to me before the game? 106 goals between 2 of them, 53 each. We're bound to get goals.
I think you didn't get that from me, that's too much addition. Time to Bailey. Pressure applied by Manoga, enough to win a throw. Thinking Sutton United at home in the league on Saturday, the big game coming up. Another one at home against Notts County before Christmas. Manoga, Tolage. Flick for Stokes is his intention. Played at Edgeley Park, and still nothing to choose between League Two Stockport County and National League Aldershot Town. 29 places between them. The home side, favourites tonight. Struggling to have a home any sort of authority that they might possess in the bigger scheme of things. Camps. Bailey. Riley goes for Toure. Anything that has come into that sort of area has been swallowed up by Aldershot's giant goalkeeper.
To get themselves into good position against Stockport, but once again it's that final delivery into the box. Toure overlapping on the outside. When they get into wide areas, they get in dangerous positions. We saw the goal disallowed in the first half for offside. Once again it came from a wide area, from a bit of quality that we haven't seen during the game into the box. The delivery and the decision making just hasn't been there for Stockport tonight.
Clearance from Van Stappershoff, headed back forward by Horsfall. With Wooten coming back from an offside position, that gave Ollie Harfield, who has played every minute in all competitions for Aldershot, the opportunity to deal with the defending pretty calmly. Oh, what about that challenge for Harris? He's found Tolage, he's got options, one of them is Stokes. Josh Stokes! Denied by Hinchliffe when it looked like he was going to further make a name for himself.
Well, it all starts with the centre half, Harris. It's a fantastic tackle, but it's a through ball. Turns a tackle into Tolage. Gets the ball forward, and Stokes finds himself in a really, really good area. Tolage does extremely well. All of a sudden, it just opens up for Stokes. The goalkeeper guesses.
And then has to be in the right place to deal with the effort from Tolage.
Yeah, the goalkeeper just guessed the right side there. His defenders did well. They closed off one side of the goal for him, which allowed Hinchliffe to gamble to his right-hand side, and he did really, really well.
So reliable, he's seen off threats to his #1 position at Stockport over the years. 8th season now with County, Ben Hinchliffe. And only since the summer of 2020 has he been full-time. Camps. Bailey. Toure. Noyle. Cleared by Harris. Still driving a lorry into his early 30s. That was job #1 until quite recently for Ben Hinchliffe. Ibu Toure. To Stokes, and now Aldershot can look to go through the gears quickly. Fired out rather than to Tolage, and he does well to control it. Frost. It's nudged aside by Ethan Pye. Tyler Frost wondered whether it wasn't quite as shoulder to shoulder as the referee believed. Bailey from Minoga. Quickly back to cut out the options. Ethan Pye, young defender who is attracting interest from championship clubs, such as the impact he's had on Stockport this season.
Interesting spectators tonight from clubs in higher leagues. Got some of the young quality talent on show tonight.
Whatever happens for Dave Challoner in his side this season, and likewise Tommy Witherington and Aldershot. One or two players individually you sense are destined for even bigger and better things.
Certainly wanting to keep his squad together with January approaching. He won't want to lose any of his squad. The ones that have started the season so well, put the club in a fantastic position in League Two. They want to capitalise on where they are.
Here's Pike. Bailey drifting around. Find pockets of space. Toure. Camps. Wootton. Minoga. Stokes wasn't favourite to get there first, but made sure that he did. Kept the ball in play impressively and has wriggled away from Toure. Stokes cross in towards Talage. Dealt with by Noyle, who can clear more comprehensively this time.
Did really well again, Josh Stokes. You see there the quality, 19 years old. You can see why they're talking about him at such high levels.
He is again Stokes. Minoga, all about the quality now, and it wasn't quite up to the required standard. Wootton has done a brilliant job for his team there to win a free kick because they were under pressure.
Yeah, good centre forward play. He knows that he has to hold possession up. Does well.
Not going to find a place in round 3 up there.
He thought he got away with it.
Alafi. Toure. Camps. Noyle. Well, a reminder that you can see all of the FA Cup goals thus far from the second round. They're available for you across the BBC on the Sport website and app. And we've got more live action coming up for you from the third round of the FA Cup, including Middlesbrough versus Aston Villa. You can see that one on Saturday, the 6th of January over on BBC One. And how about this for you on Sunday, the 7th? Arsenal versus Liverpool, most certainly one of the ties of the round. We've got a FA Cup second round tie that is still to be determined. It's past the midway point of the second half. Frost. Barham is one of those that likes to play as though he's about to burst out of the blocks, and it's just about whether or not the quality of the pass materialises.
He's done that well tonight, Barham. He's popped up in some really good areas. His goal scoring this year, he's got 10 already this year in all competitions. You can see why. Gets himself in really dangerous areas. Both teams tonight, though, as we said, they're full of goals, but they have just lacked that quality. Just that last decision, we spoke about it so many times. One little piece of quality could end up winning this game.
It's going to be a Stockport free kick. Barham, player who's been penalised. Contemplating a change, Tommy Widrington. Fresh legs required. His side are going to get this tie won in the final 20 minutes. It's Tyler Frost who is being withdrawn. On comes Kwame Thomas, who was also a substitute in the second half of the original game between these two.
They immediately see Thomas come on there. Talaj drops into that number 10 role, and Thomas there, he goes immediately up front. Whether he's going to play two up front or not, we'll see. Watch that carefully.
It is a move that suggests Aldershot are going for this. Midfielder has been replaced by a more attacking alternative. Willard. Talaj helping it on. Thomas is there, so too Manoga, who, having not got to the ball first, did catch Ethan Pye instead.
And Talaj is who wins the header. Gets across, just catches the defender. Not too much in it, just slightly late. But it is definitely an attacking change from Aldershot. You see Thomas going to play up front with Barham. Talaj just drops into that number 10 role looking from here. That's the shape that they've taken.
Yeah, that forces Stokes a little bit deeper, doing his playmaking from further back now. One or two of the home fans are starting to get a little bit anxious. At the stage of the game where they might just be fearing a cup upset. What about at the other end? Anything to offer them encouragement? Thomas is being held by Pye. Not too far away from the introduction of Jaden Richardson for Stockport County. Barham, reach of Thomas, headed away as far as Manoga. Here's Stokes. Stokes thought he saw enough of a gap to wriggle through, and certainly thinks that the challenge was worthy of closer scrutiny from the referee.
I think he's got a case as well. Stokes finds himself in a really good position. He wriggles himself free. Josh Stokes gets in behind Toure. Does he catch him or not? You'll see on the replay here. Does really well. He's getting his shirt pulled, wriggles out of a tackle. There is contact, but is there enough for a penalty? I think both sides would. I mean, Aldershot would feel hard done to, having not got it.
Didn't help that he had a bit of a full fist of Croasdale shirt as well, which the referee might well have taken into account.
You give the referee a lot of credit tonight. He was in a great position there for the penalty. The fact we haven't spoken about him, he's let the game flow. He's made some good decisions.
Benjamin Speedy, the man in charge tonight. You'd imagine the officials like it when the game ticks along at the kind of pace that this one has this evening, with not too many contentious moments, but this is potentially one.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a defender's shirt there, Stokes, as well. Croasdale's shirt. It's Croasdale and Toure. He gets in between them both. I think they're both doing it. I think it'd have been harsh if it was given, but you can see what he was after the contact as he got through the two players.
Substitutions for Stockport County. Please show your appreciation for number 18, Ryan Crosdale.
It's a double change for Stockport. Ryan Crosdale, who has been managing an injury of late, is one of those being withdrawn, and so too Odin Bailey departs, a player whose loan spell with Stockport from Salford ends the day before the third round game that is potentially awaiting Stockport on the 7th of January at West Brom. On in their place come Akil Wright and Jaden Richardson. Thomas. Look for Talage there, and instead Camps carries the ball forward. Richardson immediately into the action. What a chance this is. Van Stappershoff off his line quickly to snuff out the threat.
Does brilliantly, Van Stappershoff there. The pace, he reads the game so well. It's a fantastic ball through. Richardson just on the field, just can't get there, but the goalkeeper makes it hard for him. The speed off his line, spreads himself, puts in a really, really good block.
Stappershoff had a huge say in the outcome at the Rec, ensuring that it finished 2-2, giving Aldershot this second chance to have a crack at Stockport County. He's been the busier of the two goalkeepers. Saves at the start of the game and now in this second half to keep it at 0-0.
A really good reading of the game. The pace that he showed coming off his line. Really tall goalkeeper as well, spread himself, made himself big. Richardson there, and you picture, just got in behind the defence, just on the field.
Those changes so very nearly worked their magic, didn't they? Jaden Richardson's first involvement of note. Very close to putting County in front. The goalkeeper that those on the Aldershot bench value very highly has kept them in the cup tie. Fall under pressure as he headed it away, caught by Thomas. Towards Olafi. Still trying to bring the ball under his control. Harris under pressure clears.
Causing problems again there, Olafi. Harris does really well, he has to be strong. Clears his lines.
He's right. To Pye. Right, being pursued by Talage. Rowe is there to complete the job. Stokes. He's demanding the pass and got it. Nice Talage. Flowers retained possession, but Pye has eventually won the ball for Stockport. Still full of running, Stokes still full of desire to close him down. Madden has escaped too. The pass does not reach Richardson. Nudge there from Wood, even if the expression on his face is of disbelief. Well, Aldershot are going to freshen up their midfield for the late stages of the game, the late stages of the 90 minutes. It may yet go well beyond that. Tommy Willard is withdrawn, and on in his place, the very recently returned from injury, Ollie Scott. He made a substitute appearance in the FA Trophy at Eastleigh the weekend. So hasn't started a game since suffering an injury in mid-September. It's one of those that followed Tommy Widdrington from Kings Lynn Town.
Clearly a player the manager likes. They're missing a big part of this season through injury. It's a big game for him to come back into. Can he have an impact?
Akil Wright is trying to have an impact as a substitute for County, but he's been closed down by Stokes. White is still there, so too Richardson available. Barham in a right old tussle with Noyle, and it was a confrontation that the referee saw in favour of the Aldershot player.
Yeah, Barham once again getting his body between ball and man. He's done that many occasions tonight, and this time the referee gives it in his favour.
Responsibility for getting the tie won. By Harfield. Comes to ground, caught by Thomas. Towards Alafi, and then is seen as the instigator in the collision with Kobe Rowe.
I think he's caught him there, Alafi. I think he's put his arm across his face. I think he knows he has, yeah. He keeps catching him with an elbow. He's got his eye on the ball. Kobe Rowe goes for the header. Alafi leans across him, and it's not a clash of heads, it's Alafi's elbow that makes contact.
Well, apologies if you heard some unsavoury language as a result of the referee's decision there, but he got it absolutely spot on.
He's done well tonight, the referee. I don't think there's any intent in that, but he does just catch Kobe Rowe with his arm as he's going across him. Both players had their eye on the ball.
Well, it's going to be no more than a lecture, I think, for Tanto Alafe, who is making his case to Benjamin Speedy that it shouldn't even have been a free kick.
I think he just instigated there. What do you expect me to do? Jump with my hands down my side? And when he's jumped with his arms, the referee's obviously saying to him, just be careful the way you jump. You've obviously caught him. I know it's not an elbow, but the way you jump, you're probably asking for trouble. And he's pleading his case, saying, what do you expect me to jump? Like a pencil.
Well, they anticipating a Stockport County hero, or fearing the worst from somebody in Aldershot colours at the other end. Yeah, it is a bitterly cold night at Edgeley Park. Winter has once again closed in, and the youngsters are having to make sure they are wrapped up warm.
Just the youngsters, the old fellas up here as well.
Just hope the battery on my heated gilet is going to make it through extra time, if that is where we are destined.
Can't believe you've gone for the heated gilet. I just hope the roof doesn't leak. If it does, I'm moving away from you.
I'm thinking about heated longer sleeves, legs, socks. One of those heated pads you can stand on, that would be a good solution for tonight.
Well, Christmas is coming, you best get your letter done.
Kobe Rowe looks like he is going to be able to rejoin us in a moment. Aldershot playing with 10 for the time being.
Whatever happens, they've given a great account of themselves tonight, of Aldershot. They've come through this competition fantastically well against Swindon, and the way that they've played and the way that his team have performed tonight, he'll be immensely proud of them.
They would love to establish themselves as a Football League club. Remember, the old Aldershot went out of business back in the early 90s. This is the Phoenix club, Aldershot Town. They have had a spell back in the league since they were reformed, but perhaps haven't quite as quickly got back to the sort of level that they had hoped, and certainly that the town feels it can sustain. Madden as well, beyond the reach of the runners.
It's been scrappy the second half, hasn't it? Can't really remember that many clear-cut chances for either side. Both sides, obviously, in the first half, they were playing open. They were looking to win the game, but the chances in the second half have been few and far between.
I wonder how much of a factor the fact that Stockport have played twice since the original game between these two, and Aldershot just once, might prove to be. Alafe. Trying to find Richardson. Harfield made that difficult. Slightly worried that after Alex Dion and Aaron got a Christmas dinner in a cup at half-time, that they've got Christmas pudding and brandy butter waiting for them to get them through extra time. Four minutes of the 90 to be played. Extra time and maybe penalties on the horizon. And Aldershot have very, very recent memories of winning a penalty shootout. They did so on Saturday in the Trophy, away from home in a Hampshire derby against Eastleigh.
I'm not surprised with a goalkeeper the size of Van Stappers that they got in goal. He's huge, isn't he? He's very, very tall. We saw earlier on when he came rushing out of his goal, spread himself, and I reckon he's a very imposing figure when you stood 12 yards away looking at the goal.
Forceful away. Moga settles for the throw. Forceful, who will be anxious that was going to go behind for a corner and make sure that instead it's a throw.
These are the chances late on in the game. Put them in key areas, take your chances.
We are waltzing towards the point of no return in terms of getting this cup tie won inside 90 minutes tonight. Minoga launches it towards Rowe, who flicks it on. And it's not been clear. Thomas is in there. It's a right old scramble, and it's in! Aldershot might just have snatched it right in the dying embers of the replay. And it is a substitute, Ollie Scott, who has struck.
Well, what scenes below us by these Aldershot fans. Talked about key areas, key moments in the game, making set plays count. A long throw into the box. The substitute, there he is, comes up, trumps in the box, the ball's bobbling about. The long throw on this right-hand side from Minoga, not dealt with at any point by the Stockport defence. It's bobbling about, it's scrappy. The goalkeeper tries to get involved and it falls to Ollie Scott on his left foot. Swings in, and has he just given his cup tie the final touches?
Ollie Scott, after so long out through injury, back with perhaps the decisive moment in this second round tie. His first ever goal for Aldershot might just be the goal to take them into the third round for the first time in more than a decade.
Talked all night about lack of quality in the final third, the final pass, the final decision. We didn't need quality, we just needed a scramble and a substitute to smash the ball home from 3 yards. What a finish to this game it could be.
I bet that feels extra special after the frustration of watching on from the sidelines. Now, what have Stockport County got in what remains? We're in the final minute of the 90 with a substantial chunk of stoppage time to be seen out as well. Stokes. Fouling Toure. And now it's all about whether or not Stockport County, in the midst of this 5-game winless run and a hectic schedule of fixtures, can dig deep in the final stages of the game.
Well, it's been a fantastic evening so far for Aldershot. Can they hold out?
Toure delivers as we go into 6 additional minutes. Talage was being held. And a yellow card brandished in the direction of Kyle Noyle. More damaging might, though, be the amount of time that Aldershot can now see off the clock.
Does really well, Talage, yet again. He's worked tirelessly all night for his team, and he's got another 5.5 minutes to do so to try and get his team over the line. Held the ball up really well, worked extremely hard off the ball, and wins his team a free kick at such an important time of the game.
All of a sudden, Aldershot aren't in a hurry with a set piece, having been very rapid getting them taken. Manoga. Fouling Pye. Stockport need the ball at the other end of the field. Josh Stokes has contributed so much to this FA Cup tie, is a big reason that Aldershot stand on the brink of a place in the 3rd round. But he is going to see it out from the sidelines, and this is youth being swapped for huge experience. On comes club captain Stuart O'Keefe, a player with Premier League experience from his time with Crystal Palace. And so too, a change for Stockport. As off comes Toure, and on comes the player who scored a quite brilliant goal at the Rec 10 days ago, Neil Byrne, who would anticipate to add some considerable heights to any balls that were sent forward. Well, in fact, it's Horsfall who's moved forward, and Byrne will slot into the defensive line.
Yeah, you see there number 6 in your picture, Horsfall. He's playing as an unorthodox number 9 for the rest of the game. They're going to make no apologies now, Stockport. They're going to go direct, they're going to go long, they're going to put the ball in the box and try and salvage something from this game.
White's header up away. Kent lifts it forward. And it is Horsfall who's on the end of it. And is making a nuisance. Salafi! How about the challenge from Harris? Every bit as critical as the goal at the other end.
What a brilliant tackle from Harris. Perfectly timed. You think Alafi's in. Horsfall causes all kinds of problems up there already. Gets the ball through to Alafi. Harris cuts across and he times the tackle to perfection. He couldn't afford not to.
We are very close to now or never territory as far as Stockport's run in the FA Cup. Quality needs to be good from the set piece. There's an Aldershot player who gets to it, Harfield. And now Harfield up against Noyle, who sends it in. But it's not dangerous, and it's certainly not troubling Jordi van Stappershoff. Well, Paul, there are many contenders, I don't doubt, but who is your player of the match this evening?
Well, there's been many players of the match tonight wearing an Aldershot shirt. They've been fantastic to a man from the first whistle. The closing down, the work rate, the effort that they've given their manager tonight, a huge effort after a win at Eastleigh at the weekend. I mean, but Talage, for me, I think he's been absolutely outstanding. You know, you see the work rate that he puts in high up here. You don't often always see him in the picture on the television, but the work rate, the miles that he's covered for his team tonight, the way he's held the ball, I think he's been outstanding.
Thomas, this is where Aldershot want the ball. For the first time in Tommy Widrington's managerial career, he looks to be heading off to round 3 of the FA Cup. Unless. But there's just not been the weight of pass required for Stockport to apply sustained pressure on Aldershot.
You give this Aldershot team a lot of credit where they are in the league, the performance that they've put in tonight. They've not come here just to shut up shop. They've not come here to surrender possession. They've come here, they've given a fantastic account of themselves. They've played football in the right areas, and they've caused Stockport problems.
By Byrne. Madden. Flicked on by Horsfall. Wootton. Free kick for the foul on Wootton by Harris. This is it. This is the game right here.
Exactly what I was going to say to you, Stephen. This is it. This is the last chance for Stockport. Everybody, including the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's looking over to the bench now, looking at his manager. He wants the authority to go up for this last free kick, because this is the last roll of the dice. He's not even waiting for permission, he's going.
He's checked back for a moment. Schliffen has perhaps decided that an outfield player is better as an extra body. If somebody's going to drop back, it might as well be him. Eventually he does reluctantly push forward. Manoga. Right as far as Noyle. Settles for the throw. We are beyond the 6 minutes we were told to prepare ourselves for. In from Madden. Much better, that delivery. Alafi blocked and smashed away by Kobe Rowe. Madden again. Glover away. Barham spots Talage. Can the man of the match be the tie clincher? Sees his effort charged down by Byrne. But for just the third time, Aldershot Town are off to the 3rd round of the FA Cup. The National League side have beaten Football League opposition for the 2nd time in the competition, and it was a substitute, Ollie Scott, right at the very end of the 90 minutes, who did the job for Tommy Widrington and his team. And you cannot say across the 2 games that they haven't demonstrated that they are worthy of a trip to the Hawthorns to face Championship West Brom in the 3rd round. Absolute jubilation amongst the travelling support. Congratulations to Aldershot Town, but Stockport County's winless run stretches to 6, and they once again fail to make it to the 3rd round in successive seasons. A brilliant FA Cup tie across 2 absolutely absorbing games. It has finished in the replay at Edgeley Park. Stockport County 0, Aldershot Town 1.
Thank you very much, Stephen and Paul. As the celebrations continue, Tommy Widrington right there, Aaron. You said about Aldershot how impressive they are in terms of their playing on the floor, how brave they are, and they showed that throughout the 90 minutes.
They absolutely did. You know, they deserve that because, like you say, they had to show real bravery today. They had to show character. They had to show desire. They had to make sure that they didn't carry any passengers. And to a man, they were outstanding today. Absolutely buzzing for them.
Great celebrations, by the way. Brilliant celebration. Look how happy they are to make it through to play against West Brom. That's just such a feat. To come here as well, by the way, And we played here, we know how hard it can be to get anything here at all. They stuck to their guns, they played out from the back, they created chances. And you know what? Lucky maybe, but I'd rather be lucky than good when it comes to the FA Cup. I'm telling you, brilliant, well done to them.
What a night for them. And like you said, Aaron, at the top of the show, for them to show that bravery, their style of play, they never deviated from that. They were expansive, they knew their game plan and they executed.
To perfection. To perfection. Defensively, they had to make sure that they stayed with their runners, was disciplined in that defensive role. But when they had the opportunities, they got the ball down, they passed it, they played in tight areas, they created opportunities for themselves. And it took Ollie Scott, the man who's followed Tommy Widdrington from Kings Lynn, took that man to come on and score his first Aldershot goal. He's trying to take my mantle for best Aldershot player, I think.
You're up. We'll give you a new one. Best debut. BBC Pundit. There you are.
You can have that one. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Let's have a look at the goal that actually secured them the place in the third round, Dion.
They kept it alive, didn't they? It was one of those, it was bouncing about in the box. The fans are enjoying it, look. It was bouncing about in the box. They kept it alive. Got to the first ball a couple of times, got to the second ball a couple of times. There is just that little nudge we've seen, didn't we?
It's Barham, it's that desire to make sure that you get contact. You know, when it comes to Ollie Scott, he can't generate any power, but he stays in there. Barham just gets a little touch that just takes it towards Scott, and then Scott makes no mistake. Listen,
it's
from
great.
there, once you get that opportunity, you take it, and he took it there.
It's just that little touch, just that little touch. There, that's the touch. No, it goes up in the air. There's another touch. It bounces about for another 5 seconds. He's
this
there.
touch, Barham wants to win it more. He wants to make sure that he can get a touch to give Ollie Scott the opportunity. He gets that touch, and Scott puts it in.
I think we've got some
And it
visitors.
is that desire as well.
It is. They showed that desire the whole evening. You know, from start to finish, they showed that desire, and they got what they deserved.
Just as we're seeing the celebrations there from Tommy,
Congratulations.
we welcome into the studio Ollie Scott, Aldershot. Come in with us.
Thank you.
Aldershot, your player of the match award right there. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, great. It's a great win, especially like against a tough League Two. But the boys did well, so very good win.
And Ollie Scott, we need to show you your goal again. Your first goal, how do you feel right now?
Buzzing, but obviously the lads put in a hell of a shift before, so just happy to get the job done.
And the celebrations afterwards as well.
We always do that with the fans. we love the fans.
Here's your goal. Talk us through this, Ollie.
Well, I didn't know really what was
That's
happening.
a shambles.
Trying to head it in, but I fucking didn't see it, so
It's a great finish.
great finish.
It's great that you kept it alive, didn't you? Just kept it alive,
Yeah,
kept it in there.
It's difficult for you know, the first header, you can't generate any power. So, but Barham does brilliant.
Yeah, he does.
Just gets that little touch that just gets it back to you. And then once you're there, what are you thinking there?
Just get it close to the goal.
Great goal, man.
Back of the net.
Yeah, just run to the fans, so I was buzzing.
You had no celebration plan?
No, I didn't. I wasn't expecting to play, to be fair.
They're the
but
best
coming on.
celebrations. They're the best ones.
How did you feel? The manager said going on. What did
Yeah,
he say?
he just said be yourself, just play like you always do and no nerves. So just go on.
And tell us about, in terms of coming into this game, what was the game plan?
The game plan was to stay compact, the team stay compact and try to play the counter-attack. And I think the team did well. We didn't have really like the chance to really score the goals, but as he said, it's a bit like a shambles, and sometimes that's all you need to win the game.
Did the manager change anything at half time? Because you played so well in the first half. You came out in the second half, did the same thing, but you just went through the gears a little bit more, didn't you? You seemed to give more pressure onto Stockport as well.
You were in the changing room, I weren't, so what did you say?
No, we didn't really change the plan. I was playing when I don't know, Tommy came off.
Yeah.
I was playing a bit more deeper, but he put another striker because he really wanted to win the game, and I think we won the game. So
Your organisation's excellent, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you know exactly who's going to go and press, where you want to direct the opposition, and then you're able to go and really go and put pressure on them, aren't you?
yeah, I think we listened to the manager. To be fair, he done a really good job to explain us how to press them, and we just have to listen to him. And Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie, well, you know who you're playing in the next round, West Brom.
Yeah.
How will you approach that one? How excited are you for
Yeah,
that
we're
one?
all excited, but we've just got to take game by game, play like we did today, and we'll give them a good game.
And, yeah, go on, sorry,
Did you have any sneaky conversations with each other about West Brom? Can you imagine playing at West Brom?
Well, we did, to be fair, but
Yeah.
well, we had to get the
we
job
were
done.
confident. We are like in the good run, so we'll go there and win the game.
Yeah.
I like that.
You've played under Tommy before, obviously,
Yeah.
at Kings Lynn. So coming here, you know, is it exactly the same as it was as King Lynn? Is he still getting the same message across to the boys here?
Yeah, he is, to be fair, and I had 2 years with him, and I know exactly how he works. So it's just, I'm buzzing to be like here with him and just work together.
So I want to ask you, because how important is this FA Cup run for your season?
Sorry?
How important is this FA Cup run for your season?
To be fair, the club, it's been 5 years. They couldn't win like the first round of this FA Cup, so it means a lot for the club and for the manager and also for the players. So we'll do our best to go as far as we can. But the main focus now is for the next game. It's the league game.
Yeah.
League game. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm always so conscious after a big win of keeping you from your celebrations and your teammates. But thank you for joining us,
thank you
and
very much.
congratulations.
Well done, guys. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Very well done. Well done.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Congratulations. Good
Thank
on
you
you. Well
very
done.
much.
Cheers, guys. Well done.
Aaron, I want to talk about as well, because you spoke about the work rate and everything, but the defending, the crucial defending at the end when they went 1-0 up.
Well, Harris was outstanding today. You know, to be fair, the whole back four were outstanding, and the way that they defended as a team. But Harris comes up with some big tackle right at the end. You know, all of a sudden, it looks like he's going to get free. He has to time this right. If he's slightly off, then that's a penalty, and all of a sudden, Stockport are back in it. Makes a big challenge.
And that's where it comes to actually staying switched on in those important moments.
Well, the whole game, they never dived in until they needed to. You know, that's last-ditch defending. But the majority of the time, they was in the right positions at the right times, backing each other up, and they didn't have to make those last-ditch tackles.
Yeah, as you can see, Tommy has joined us. Tommy, huge congratulations through to the next round.
Thank you very much.
How proud are you of your team? We were talking about the work rate and the desire that was shown out there today.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to leave here on the back of a poor performance. I just said to the lads before the start of the game, and look, you've gone toe-to-toe with the best team in the League Two for one game. You need to go one more time, and to a man, they've run themselves into the ground for us. But my lads will never be accused of. I hate the word non-league, I really do, because we're a professional football club, simple as that. And I won't have my lads being judged as not being fit enough, not being, healthy enough. I won't have it.
Sorry, look what you're missing out on.
I don't mind that. I'm genuinely delighted, because there's a lot of these lads had really good youth and development careers, and they just haven't managed to break through the ceiling into the first team. So, with my background, I know a lot of them from a lot of clubs that they've been at previously, and I'm giving them the opportunity to play in the first team. So they're grabbing it. And we move on.
It's brave, Tommy, to come here, a club like this, and still want to play through the thirds, from the keeper to your fullbacks, making the pitch big. We could see what you were doing, and it was working for you.
Yeah, I was delighted. I mean, I just thought we got the second to last or the third to last pass just a little heavy in the first half. Tyler and Tom did really well driving through the thirds, as you said, and Jack's always, I mean, we can't go along like we used to do to you, big man, because Jack's only 3'6", but he's got a good leap on him. But, like I said, every single one of them, there was lads there. I was looking at the clock thinking, right, should I make a couple of more substitutions because we're going to go to extra time? And then young Ollie Scott, I'm delighted for him. I don't know if he told you, by the way, but he's been on a non-contract up till now. The guy hasn't even done a contract because he's had a little issue with his hamstring, but I'm sure I can ask the chairman if he can put him in now.
That was the celebration. Sign me up. Tommy, I just want to ask you though, because coming into this game, the game plan, it seemed like you really frustrated and really pressed Stockport.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good football side. They've got ability all over the park. There's nobody not comfortable on the ball in their side. So we had to be on one metal, and we were asking all the time, stop crosses, block shots, make sure there's no free hits in the box. And like I heard you talking as I just walked up there, if we did have to make a last-ditch tackle, thankfully on the night we got the ball and we didn't get the guy. Yeah.
Your organisation was spot on. listen, you had the bravery to be able to play out from the back, but you totally stopped them. Hinchliffe constantly had to keep just smashing it long so that your defenders can come through. The bravery and the organisation to do that was outstanding today, wasn't it?
Well, I really appreciate that. But again, we do the prep. We look, we do our due diligence on every opposition we have, and we know where they're good. And we felt there was a weakness in one of the back lads that we could press a little more than the other, and it seemed to work. It worked in the first game, and you know, they showed us the utmost respect in both games because they matched us up eventually, gone from the diamond into the 3-5-2. So from that point of view, you know, we're really, really pleased.
There was a few moments when your heart was in your mouth. What a tackle that was! What a tackle!
Unbelievable, and he's not renowned for that. He can pass at the lad, but he doesn't usually make tackles. But that's a hell of a challenge. And the people behind me, in fairness to the Stockport County fans, they upped for a penalty, but then they quickly looked at me and said no.
Well, he came up with a massive block in the first half, had to put his body on the line, and then last-ditch tackle. Had to time it right, but got it spot on.
Yeah, listen, you've got to do that. We knew we weren't going to have a free ride, but I do think we made enough chances to have won the game. They can argue the same thing, but I think in this game we actually created more chances, better goal-scoring chances than they did. And on another day, I think 2 or 3 have actually hit the goalkeeper rather than making the save. But, you know, one will do.
And, Tommy, you know who you're facing in the next round. Are you already now thinking about that one?
I'm frightened now. No, listen, we said before this game this was a free hit. I mean, that one is an absolute free hit. But I'm delighted my lads are going to be able to experience. It's a Premier League football club, with all due respect to the league that they're in. Historically, they're a massive football club, and I can't wait for it to go there.
And how much does a tie like this mean to a club like you financially? Because it's going to make a big difference to you as well.
I'll tell you when I speak to the chairman in the morning. But it's going to make a huge difference at the end of the day. You know, whatever the prize money is, I haven't even looked, but whatever the prize money is, gives us an opportunity to go, and hopefully there'll be a great crowd in it. But the day out, I mean, look, it's Wednesday night, and we've brought a couple of 300 people up from Aldershot. I'm sure they'll come. However many tickets we get, they'll fill it, you know, so I'm just delighted for the fans. They never won an FA Cup tie for the last 5 seasons. So for us to get to this stage now, it's... I hope you guys come knocking again.
Glass of wine tonight, maybe?
Maybe one.
I just want to just quickly say, listen, we've seen teams go up from the National League, your Notts Counties, your Wrexhams, etc. Chesterfield, top of the division at the moment. But you guys are doing it a different way, aren't you? I think they want us out. You're doing it a different way because your recruitment has been spot on. You look at the likes of Stokes, you look at the likes of Tollage. You know, what is it that you guys are doing that are still enabling you to improve so much?
Well, like I said to you, a lot of our lads have got really good pedigree as youngsters and development footballers, but they've never owned a first-team shirt. We're giving them that platform because our budget isn't the same as Stockport's or Chesterfield's or Oldham's in our division. So I think we're punching above our weight into a league position. But with success, and winning games is success as far as I'm concerned, whether it's a cup competition, we're running on all 3 fronts at the minute. We're still in the FA Cup. We're actually gone through the first round of the trophy that we entered, and we're doing OK in the league. So, listen, these lads, they've got a lot left in them. I think we can get better. And so far, the chairman and the board have backed my decision. So, we're not costing them a load of money, I'll give them that. But
making it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah.
Well, it's a nice journey back home for you this evening.
I think it may be. I'm not driving.
Bit of a party for you to go back to. But Tommy, thank you so much and congratulations. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Tommy. Well done, mate.
Thanks.
As the celebrations continue right there. Tommy, goodbye. Thank you very much. Actually, do you know what we haven't even spoke about is that they could have had a penalty as well. What's your thoughts on that, Aaron?
Well, me and Dion a little bit different.
That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? I found
listen, you go first. You explain why you think.
I thought it was a penalty. I thought there was just a loose leg there. I thought he'd done really well. There's a gap. Wait for the gap. Here we go. I think that left leg just gets stretched out there. What's this left leg? What's the red boots? Left leg now. Yeah, I'm thinking there's a gap and then there's not a gap.
I think Stokes is clever. I think he's trying to win the penalty. Yes, the leg does come out, but I don't think there's enough contact for him to go over the way he does. And I think, listen, he's an intelligent striker. I'd do this exactly the same thing.
Of course you would, and you'd be moaning because you didn't get the penalty.
Oh, absolutely. But I personally don't think that there was enough contact for him to go over the way he did.
Listen, it's your debut. I'll let you have it.
Nice of you, Dion. But he did have a really good chance as well.
Oh, he was outstanding. He was outstanding the whole game. You know, he was constantly a menace. He was constantly asking questions of the defenders. And for me, he was... Listen, Tolaj was outstanding, but I thought he was
I think the manager as well called it. He said it was our last little pass. It was just the pass that we weren't getting right in the first half. They got it right in the second half. It just bounced nicely to them, and it was great when I see that Ollie just said, "It's got to take next game as it comes." Next game as it comes.
Professional answer.
Absolutely brilliant.
Let's have a quick one though on Stockport. How frustrated they will be. We knew coming into this they were on a bad run of form, and that now continues.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed. You know, Dave Challoner said before the game that he wanted to win this game and take the momentum back in. You know, listen, this is a team that won 13 games on the bounce. You know, all of a sudden they've now gone, I think that's 6 now without a win. He'll be disappointed. He'll have wanted to go through, but this isn't the priority. You know, he's made that clear. This was not the priority. The priority is to get promoted into League One. So now they have to take the disappointment from tonight and go into the next league game and try and get 3 points.
Turn things around. Okay, well, let's bring you up to date on the third round and how that looks. Okay, this is the completed third round draw. The round kicks off with Crystal Palace against Everton, and that is on Saturday. Sunderland will face bitter rivals Newcastle in this competition for the first time since 1956. And later that day, Premier League high flyers Aston Villa head to Middlesbrough, and that's live on BBC One at 5:30, while Chelsea against Preston will also be available on the iPlayer. And then on to Sunday, Manchester City host Huddersfield, and tonight's winners will be heading to West Brom, and Arsenal v Liverpool. The big one is live on BBC One at 4:30.